Hello friends, welcome back here to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter and I'm going to be walking you through the weather pattern over the next several days as we have not only winter storm potential to talk about, especially across the deep south and into the southeast, we're also talking about the coldest temperatures that we have seen since 2019 and 2021 and possibly even the coldest on earth here as well as we go into next week. So some serious cold air is on the way. So make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Turn on your post notifications so you are notified for my video not only now, but also in the future for this evening, 9 p.m. this evening. I'll be updating this as well, and also for my live streams in the future. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and share this video on social media with your friends, family especially. I definitely appreciate it. Let's check in with the wildfires here into Southern California. We have red flag warnings in and around the Los Angeles, San Diego region here currently. Our relative humidity values still at 10-20% here today, going into Thursday down in this region, and then as we go into Friday, an influx of moisture into areas like Los Angeles proper and San Diego. 50-60% relative humidity should keep the dry fuels at bay and more to the valley areas outside of those areas. So day one fire weather outlook through tonight, we're seeing critical fire weather concerns from Santa Barbara outside Los Angeles toward Riverside and just slightly east of San Diego. So Los Angeles proper, Long Beach, and San Diego having those elevated fire weather concerns through tonight. Going into Thursday, day two, January 16th, we have an elevated fire weather concerns here from Santa Barbara over here toward Los Angeles and Riverside. And so far for Friday, day three, January 17th, we don't have any elevated critical or extremely critical fire weather concerns to worry ourselves about right now. But again, in those valley areas outside of that, maybe toward Bakersfield or Barstow, we may actually have those elevated fire weather concerns with those low relative humidity values across those areas. So keeping an eye on that. Looking at our cold temperatures, anomalies across the east, we have some cold air. And again, it's not unheard of. Temperatures are in the teens and 20s across this region this afternoon. Wind chills are down into the single digits and teens. A little bit colder for our friends up here in Ontario and Quebec with some wind chills below zero. But this is going to be just the appetizer compared to what we're seeing as we go into next week. And in fact, as we go into tomorrow, Thursday, and even Friday more so, we're going to be seeing some mild Pacific air moving across the center and heartland of the country. So if you have any salt on your vehicle, Thursday tomorrow and Friday the next day will be the 2 days, the 48-hour window that we have to wash your vehicle off of salt, because the cold air will be coming in a big way as we go into the weekend and shortly thereafter as we go into MLK Day. So looking here on Thursday afternoon, there's the freezing line going all the way up there to the north, and note we're into the 30s, well into the 30s mind you, into Des Moines at 38, 44 down in Branson, Missouri, 57 there into the Oklahoma City area. Friday morning, warmer start, 20s, 30s out there, and that will be a higher springboard of which to start Friday afternoon. Temperatures well into the 40s and melting our snowpack here in the middle of the country. In fact, looking currently at our snowpack, these are areas that had a blizzard, if you remember, just a couple of weeks ago in northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. We have already melted a few inches off of that, still seeing 6 to 12 inches of snow on the ground there, but watch as those warmer temperatures go to work on our snowpack. Through Friday evening, we could be seeing 1 to 4 inches of snow left over there into northeastern Kansas and northwestern Missouri, so really putting a dent in that snowpack as we go in towards the late week time frame. So are we going to add to that? Let's look. So as we go into this afternoon, got a little disturbance up here into the Arrowhead of Minnesota, northwoods of Wisconsin, and more so over Lake Superior. That could bring us some lighter snow downwind of Lake Michigan, so western lower Michigan as we go into tonight. Also seeing some pesky drizzle rain showers from coastal Texas over towards southern Louisiana and southern Mississippi as we go into tonight, keeping an eye on that. That could bring some lighter unsettled weather and some lighter rain to central Florida like Orlando, Tampa as we go into Thursday. Here's our snowfall across the Great Lakes and into portions of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic as we go into Thursday, Friday. More formidable clipper system up there in Ontario, and that could bring us a general 1 to 3 inches worth of snow between now and Friday, January 17th for most of the Great Lakes region. Maybe a little bit more in the Appalachians and West Virginia, up over 6 inches. And then that formidable clipper system Friday in Ontario could bring us a 6 to 10 inch totals between now and Friday, January 17th. You can't see it on the screen, but there are going to be travel disruptions up there in Ontario, so make sure to take it slow on the roadways. And same thing here in the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, especially the eastern Ohio Valley over here, and into the Appalachians, especially potentially into West Virginia, moderate travel disruptions. Again, take it slow on those roadways. Leave plenty of time to get to your destination as we go into later on this week. Here's the jet stream, the highway for storms, if you will. Here's the northwest flow on the western side of this big old trough, and then here's that subtropical jet. That's going to bring some energy across the east as we go into this weekend. Saturday, we could have a rain-snow mix up here. Just remember, Thursday, Friday, that mild air is going to be moving east, so we're going to have mild air. This isn't all going to be just all snow. The further north you go, though, into Canada, Ontario, Quebec, this will likely be all snow, and as we go into Sunday as well, and looking at the snowfall, not any big blockbuster snowstorms on here this weekend, but there could be a few inches of snow, the heaviest up in Quebec, maybe around the Great Lakes here down the Appalachians, and then there's some energy, spokes of energy from the northwest flow of this trough off to the west from Montana all the way down here, perhaps into northeastern New Mexico. The Texas, Oklahoma panhandles there could even see a dusting or a half inch of snow from this as well. And then looking here at this general 1 to 3 inches again from parts of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic here, parts of even some cold air damming down into western North Carolina and in the Appalachians of West Virginia could bring us a little bit of some elevated couple of inches of totals as we go into the weekend. Then the floodgates open as we go into Saturday. Here's that Arctic front making its way to the east. Detroit down here towards Louisville, into Little Rock, Memphis, and even the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area on Saturday. That's where the Arctic front will be. The Arctic air here in the purples and deep blues will be on the way in. Sunday gets even stronger. There's the Arctic front moving in across the East Coast, North Florida, off the Gulf Coast already, and down into the Rio Grande Valley toward Brownsville, Texas. And these purples are temperature anomalies that are 40 degrees below normal of what we should see for the 19th of January. And then looking at Monday, Martin Luther King Day, I know a lot of us probably have work and school off, but this is a day that we need to take temperatures and wind chills seriously. I mean, these are temperature anomalies in the Front Range, the Plains, parts of the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley that are 50 to 55 degrees below normal at times on some of these models. And look at the Arctic front, how far off the East Coast and the south it makes it all the way down here to the Keys of Florida and into Mexico, and really honestly approaching the Yucatan. That's how far this front will make it. And looking here at our high temperature Saturday afternoon, sub-freezing behind that front and sub-zero up here in southern Canada. Those wind chills Saturday afternoon are going to be bitterly cold, 15, 20 below here, still just the appetizer though, because here comes Sunday afternoon. These are afternoon wind chills, 25 to 35 degrees below zero up here into parts of Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And then as we go into Martin Luther King Day, as far as I've been doing weather, folks, this is rare. I have not seen a high pressure system this strong. I mean, this is a 1055 high over here, and I get it. It's in the higher elevations of Wyoming, but this is ridiculously absurd for late January. And just to show you here, zooming it out, this is your 850 millibar low level temperature. This is just basically a couple thousand feet above our heads. Looking here at this is the coldest in North America, right smack dab over the upper Midwest on Martin Luther King Day. And if you want to take it a step further from there, and you say this isn't the coldest on Earth, Siberia is the only coldest other area on Earth than the upper Midwest on Martin Luther King Day, because Antarctica is not even close to being as cold as what we're going to deal with there in the northern U.S. on Martin Luther King Day. Just some crazy, incredible things to go on. Here's Monday afternoon. These are just your high temperatures. You know, forget about the wind chills. We are 15, 20 degrees below zero with our highs Monday afternoon. This could set some records potentially in some areas. And our wind chills, I mean, this model could be conservative. We could even see 40 below zero wind chills for afternoon wind chills, mind you, Monday afternoon. So make sure to bundle up. This is some serious brand of cold air, and that's going to be sinking south. We could have negative wind chills all the way down to Amarillo at -2 Martin Luther King Day. That cold air will continue to sink south, and it'll continue to move to the east as we go into the following few days after Martin Luther King Day, from Tuesday, January 21st through Sunday, January 26th, and a highway for storms. Our polar jet and our subtropical jet will try to join forces down here and produce what looks to be a winter storm next week. So looking here at the European model, this is just one scenario out of probably 100, and it does show some freezing precipitation, whether that's freezing rain, sleet or snow for Houston down to Lake Charles, maybe even getting close to New Orleans. It's just one scenario of many. It's not a guarantee yet, but you can see on Wednesday maybe a suppression of that cold, dry air suppressing the precip shield, and then it comes right back. And I will tell you that Thursday, this is probably going to be more frozen precipitation than the greens, which was rain here across the southeast. There's the snow line as we go into the European model between Tuesday the 21st and Thursday the 23rd next week. Freezing rain. This could bring an ice storm down here near northern Florida even as we go into next week. Looking at the GFS model here, Tuesday we have that snow line all the way down into south central Texas. A suppression there. Both models kind of agree with cold air suppression there on Wednesday. And then as we go into Thursday, timing issues between the GFS model and the European model. The GFS is a lot later with our polar jet and our subtropical jet phasing together, so it makes the mature system a little bit later, Thursday, Friday, but you get the idea. Somewhere across the deep south, somewhere across the southeast, we'll have a probably big winter storm chance as we go into some point next week. The GFS model showing some pretty high totals further to the south and an ice storm threat there as well, at least through Saturday the 25th. Ensembles. Yeah, we look at these and put all the models together into one ensemble suite here and gives you probabilities for an inch or more snow, 60, 70% in some areas here from East Texas all the way to the Carolinas and Virginia, 3 inches or more of snow, still seeing decent totals from East Texas to the Carolinas on the order of 20 to 40%, if not 50% in the Carolinas, and then 6 inches or more of snow. We're seeing high totals or high percentages over here of three areas, Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, especially northern South Carolina there, that we could have 30 to 40% probabilities of at least a half foot of snow. So winter is on. Make sure to bundle up as we go into next week. Some serious cold air is on the way. Subscribe to the channel. We'll have an evening update for you at 9 o'clock here this evening. Be ready for that. Post notifications, have them turned on. Like the video by giving it a thumbs up down below. It helps more people and warn them about the cold air and how serious it will be next week. That is no joke. Also, subscribe to the channel, like it, as well as, like I said, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below, and also share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And to my friends on the other side of the screen, I hope you have a wonderful rest and warm rest of your Wednesday out there as well.